The paradoxical concept of finding strength and weakness is beautifully captured in 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9, where Paul recounts God's words to him, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." This profound statement invites us to explore the transformative power of surrendering our vulnerabilities to God. The nature of human weakness. Our weaknesses come in many forms: physical limitations or illnesses, emotional struggles or insecurities, spiritual doubts or failures, intellectual shortcomings, relational difficulties. We often view these weaknesses as hindrances, trying to hide or overcome them through our own efforts. However, God's perspective challenges this notion. God's power in our weakness. When we acknowledge our weaknesses and surrender them to God, several remarkable things happen. 1. Divine strength manifests. God's power fills the void of our inadequacies, demonstrating His sufficiency. 2. Humility grows. Recognizing our limitations fosters a humble dependence on God, which is the foundation of spiritual growth. 3. Grace abounds. God's unmerited favor becomes more evident and precious in our lives. 4. Faith deepens. Trusting God in our vulnerabilities strengthens our faith and reliance on Him. 5. God is glorified when His strength shines through our weakness. It becomes clear that the power is from Him, not us. Practical application. To embrace this paradoxical strength, we can 1. Practice vulnerability. Be honest with God and others about our struggles. 24. 2. Cultivate gratitude. Thank God for His grace, even in difficult circumstances. 8. 3. Shift perspective. View weaknesses as opportunities for God's power to be displayed. 11. 4. Surrender control. Daily submit our lives and challenges to God's authority. 26. 5. Seek God's presence. Spend time in prayer and Scripture, allowing His strength to fill us. The transformative journey. As we learn to find strength in weakness, we experience a profound transformation. Our struggles become platforms for God's grace to be displayed. We begin to understand that our inadequacies are not obstacles to God's work, but rather conduits for His power. Paul's journey illustrates this beautifully. Despite his thorn in the flesh, he learned to boast in his weaknesses, recognizing that they allowed Christ's power to rest upon him. 1. This shift in perspective enabled him to face hardships, persecutions, and difficulties with contentment and even joy. In our own lives, as we embrace this truth, we may find that the very areas where we feel most inadequate become the spaces where God's strength shines most brightly. Our weaknesses, surrendered to God, become the fertile ground for spiritual growth, increased dependence on Him, and a powerful testimony to His grace. Ultimately, finding strength in weakness is not about becoming strong in ourselves, but about allowing God's strength to work through us. It's a journey of trust and surrender.